All right, today is April 24th. It's just about 5 minutes till 2 in the morning Pacific time. Uh, it's Thursday. So right now I am up 500, 600, about 620 pips right now. I've got a couple of additional targets on these right now. I'm moving, I'm sort of adjusting the take profit level along the way on this run up here, but moving the stop loss along the way. So we've hit 80 on this one. The next target right here on this one, let me go ahead and open this up, is going to be, so I'm watching this closely. I'm going to trail this because at some point I'm expecting that it's just going to stall out. So here's the 00. I'm just trading it right now to psychological levels, just trying to maximize what I can out of this trade. This one bothered me last hour here, that it dropped all the way back down. I mean, I was pretty close to 80 and it dropped all the way back down to the 00 and then popped right back up again. But you could see it on the 5-minute chart. So I'm watching, this is the 1 hour chart, by the way. So here's the 5-minute. That's what it looked like right there. So it was ugly, but it was really sharp. And I didn't think it was just going to keep going back down. There was nothing that would have caused something like that. So let's go back to the 1 hour. So I will close this down and lock it in at 80. If it doesn't go any higher, it doesn't pop up. I'm going to show you the setup so you can see the whole thing. This thing started right around 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Normally, I'm not usually trading during that time because it's pretty quiet and flat, but this has been going on with this pair and the yen, the whole thing with the dollar. That's been going on quite a bit over the last like month and a half, 2 months now, where I get ready to go to sleep and then something happens and my alarms go off. This thing looks like it's getting pretty close to the 00. I want to watch it closely here. So the other one is the euro yen. So the euro yen, this one's stalling out right around here, and I've already closed this one out. This one I'm flat. This one I've already put 159 pips into my account. So 159 pips. The entry was here at 136. So I was watching a break above that W bottom pattern. I was watching this whole thing yesterday too, because this all started and I was holding onto the trade here on the dollar yen. And when it hit 67, I got into another trade. So I got into these trades down here, one down here, another one. So the second trade was an entry at 12 to 67. When it cleared 67 here at about 5 o'clock, that's when I got into another trade, and I've been trailing it all the way up. Pound yen is the other one that I'm still holding right now. So the pound yen, I'm up at least 253 pips right now. So the 00, I've had to adjust this one, 00. So the next one's going to be 20, and it's already hit that. So if it gets stuck in between these two ranges right here at the 00, I'm up 253. So I'm going to watch it closely. I'm going to bring into view, and then I'm going to finish here. I'm done. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to make a follow-up video on this. This is a 5-minute chart of the yen futures. So as you see the yen dropping, this chart dropping, that's yen weakness. There's no dollar paired up with this. And you can see right when this was starting to set up here on the 5-minute chart. Let me go back over here to the 4 hour. This whole thing, I've been working on this for a long time, like on the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. I mean, I've been watching this all the way down. And so that's the 4 hour. So here you can see I've got the lower end of this channel down here, but I want to show you when it started to pick up that momentum here during the overnight session, Asian session. And then that one bar right there on the 5-minute chart, that was my ultra high volume. And then the following bar was another ultra high volume. You don't really know for sure, but this was pretty obvious when it finally broke out. It broke out below that low and printed that ultra high range volume, ultra high range bar up to that point. And then the next one obviously was a high range bar with more volume. And you can see it's just a massive amount of volume right there. That one bar right there has 5,600 contracts. This one right here has 10,000 contracts in a 5-minute bar. So this is just all in 10 minutes as this thing took off. And you can see the effect here as it took off right through here. This is, again, the pound yen. This is the pound yen right now at 12. I'm looking for 20. If it pops up, maybe the 50 would be the next psychological level. But regardless, I've got um, I've got 253 on this one. I have closed this one out for 159, and this one here, this is the dollar yen, and I'm looking for a double zero, which would bring me. Give me just a moment here. Let me total. All right, so I had to splice these two pieces together. My computer shut down when I was making the first half of this recording. So I had a lot of things going on my computer running. I had Thinkorswim, 4 different MetaTrader platforms, Open Windows, TradingView. I had all kinds of stuff running, so sorry. Anyway, so I've closed this trade out at 130.90. I was able to log in with another computer and shut it down. It did not hit the 131.00, so I'm flat at 130.90, and it's still kind of bouncing around there. I expect it to go a little bit higher, but if maybe I get another opportunity to take this trade, but right now I'm flat, everything. I've closed out all positions. So I have 223 pips on this trade. I have 159 pips on this trade. This is the euro yen. This is the 1 hour time frame. I have 253 pips on the pound yen, and I'm flat at this point. 635 pips is what I've made. Now, I want to stress that I don't do that every day. You have to understand, I don't do that every day. These opportunities don't set up all the time. They don't happen every day. So you can see what I'm working on right now over here on the left. I've got a 5-minute chart, pound, dollar, 5-minute chart, euro, dollar. I'm watching and looking for a possible bounce and for the dollar to top out if at some point it does that. If not, the trend's going to continue in the direction that it has been. So why fight it, right? You don't want to do that. So I'm looking for an opportunity, but I don't know what it's going to look like just yet on the pound dollar and the euro dollar. So right now it is 10 minutes after 2 in the morning, and California time on April 28th. But so far, banked locked in profits, I am at 635 pips. And that does not include what I picked up on this trade from yesterday and the other trades that I had yesterday, which was Wednesday. So I was shorting the euro dollar and the pound dollar on Wednesday, and then they kind of bottomed out. Looks like this thing might hit the double zero. I'm out of the trades right now at this point anyway, but again, I gotta shut these things down. This is a crazy little gap right here on a 5-minute. This is the Japanese yen futures. So I use this to confirm, I'm going to say this about confirmation and with people using indicators. So sometimes they'll add a bunch of indicators on their computer, on their charts, but they're getting multiple forms of the same type of confirmation. So what might help you is to think about it like this. You need independence among these different items of confirmation before you add them all together. Like that's the thing that I did. I made the mistake where I was putting a bunch of different indicators on my charts because it looked pretty, and then I was changing the indicators after every trade if a trade failed. I was changing the settings, so that doesn't work. That's like fool's gold. You know what I mean? You're looking at the indicators to help you confirm something that you already know. It's not helping you solidify your decision on that particular trade by getting confirmation. All those indicators are momentum indicators, for example, right? I started putting them on there on my charts, and then they're just basically tapping into the same underlying dimension of the market behavior. It's the same confirmation. So of course they're going to be highly correlated, and you're going to get confirmation. So if your trades aren't working out, but you're looking at these indicators, whether it's moving averages, RSI, things like that, you're basically again getting, you're looking at it and thinking, okay, well, they're all confirming, but they're all confirming. One would do it. One would be enough if you learned how to read it. So what you need to do is go beyond that. You need to learn how to read the charts. So you'll see that I primarily will trade off of bar charts, but I switch back and forth with candlestick charts just to draw my eyes' attention to the behavior. So for example, I was doing a video yesterday for a coaching client, and we were talking about the range right here on the dollar yen. This is a daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, I was telling him how, we were looking at how do you get into a trend when it's already trending. Like some people hesitate with that. And then one of the things I was telling him was notice, first of all, the correction here. This is the daily time frame dollar yen. You'll notice the correction here and how deep it is and how sharp, right? That exceeds the body of this candle. But for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, we were traveling inside of the body of this candle from April 19th. So when you switch back and forth, if I go to a bar chart, the bar charts force me to read more of the data because I'm paying attention to the high, the low, and the close of the bar, the size of the bar, the range of the bar. These things are signals. These things are clues very often if you know how to read them. But then when I'm just scanning through my charts, if I want to notice certain things, like you can't see as clear if you're not skilled enough at looking at a bar chart. But then if I go over here to a candlestick chart, and I tell people, don't worry about it. If you're trying to read bar charts, go back and forth between the candles. Candles have their place. They have, information that they can help you extract. So for me, candlestick charts are more of a tool that I use to scan through my charts to look for obvious, not just necessarily the patterns, but obvious signals, clues, ideas, the type of trading range that we're in. So again, I just quickly notice that the bodies of these candles here for the last few days was traveling inside of the 19th. So that just gives you an idea. It's just what I'm saying is you want to learn how to read the charts and the information that's in these charts as opposed to just relying on the indicators to give you a buy or sell signal. And you should be reading the charts to determine where to get out of the trade. So when I'm trailing these trades all the way up, I'm also reading the bars, and I'll switch to a 5-minute, and then I'm going to be paying attention to any of these bars that's going to give me some kind of a strong reversal pattern. And then at that point, I know I'm done with the trade. I've already closed this trade out, but it looks like it's starting to top out to me anyway here. So you get my point. You want to learn how to read the charts and read. It's almost like modern day tape reading. Think of it in those terms, modern day tape reading. So 635 pips so far because of the yen and the dollar, and the yen crosses. But again, I can't do that every day. Like, these opportunities don't happen every month and all of the time. There's something very specific going on in the global economy that has been going on for quite a while. We know this. You probably have been watching this for a while if you've been trading, and you're going to get opportunities, and very often they'll set up and run like this during the Asian session. The dollar yen is going to be highly affected and hypersensitive to interest rates and the dollar. It is one of my favorite currency pairs, but for a long time, I didn't get any opportunities to trade it. If I go back to the daily time frame on the dollar yen, when it was traveling like this back through January, it was just pretty much sideways. I didn't have too many opportunities. And then when it finally broke out, started to trend like this, that's when I started trading it a hell of a lot more.